Like I said, certain people, once they go, some people, they're like, fuck this.
I
Especially...
was like that for a long time.
Yeah.
I wrote off music for about 10 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, I wrote off music for about 10 years. I was like that for a very long time.
Yeah.
As a kid, I did a lot of theatre. I had a lot of lead parts in musicals and stuff like that. Sony Records wanted to sign me when I was 11 years old. My parents, well, my mum especially, was like, nope, I wanted to stay in school. I have had many experiences. I don't know if you remember Rewind magazine back in the day. I worked with them, performed for them, was in the magazine, all kinds of stuff. And then my gran died at 18. And for me, the world ended. And everything ended with that.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. You know, life again, it happens. But yeah, for me, I was just like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do nothing. And for about 2 years, I just wanted to die, to be honest. I was extremely suicidal, really struggled with my depression. And then when I got pregnant with my son at 21 or at 20, that was my new lease of life. So I delved into music just a little bit, but I believed that I was just supposed to go to work and just make money. I need to provide for my son. So again, I put it to the side. Then 10 years later, I had my daughter at 30. And my initial thought was, I grew up like, you know, loving Beyonce and Mary J. Blige and, you know, TLC and all these people. Those were the women I looked up to, other than my gran. And I didn't want my daughter to look up to people on the TV.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's what a mother's role is when they're bringing up a woman, when they're bringing up a girl. I believe that you should nurture your child to embody a better version of you.
Well said. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I also feel like you need to do that without cutting off their lease in life. And I think that that's a very difficult thing to navigate, but I think it's extremely important because we're all born individuals. We're all born with our own personalities. So yeah, I would say that when my daughter was born, I was like, do you know what? I don't want my daughter to get to a certain age, or she's hearing me sing in the house and she's saying, Mum, why don't you go on X Factor? Why don't you, I did go on X Factor, by the way, but anyway, but why don't you go on, you know, whatever, The Voice or whatever? And then me turn around and say to her, yeah, I did all that, but I just gave up, kind of thing. I didn't want that for her. I didn't want her to see me give up. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like, okay, let's dip our toes in, see how this music thing goes again. And I loved it. I loved jumping back into it. And
Come on.
You know, it gave me a new lease of life. It really boosted my self-esteem. It really helped heal the inner child with me. And yeah, I've been enjoying it ever since. I just feel like I needed to take a break. Last year, I fractured my knee and tore a ligament. And there was just a lot of hustle and bustle in the music industry. And I just didn't have the energy to be fighting with people. So I put it down for 6 months.
Yeah. So fast forward now, yeah? Where are we in terms of like, you know, your music career and what's going on with the music now?
Now, my music's still getting played, which is nice.
Come on.
And I'm on the verge of getting ready to write an R&B EP.
Yeah?
That's where my heart is. That's where my vocals are. I started on Garage because I enjoyed it, and I was signed to a publisher that, you know, said, it kind of helped advise me and to say, you know, maybe Garage would be a good way to kick down doors, and it did. But I also found that I wasn't really being true to myself and my craft.
Yeah.
And because of that, yeah, the next EP that I'm releasing will be an R&B EP for sure.